We are here at the United Nations, where we have just handed a letter to the Secretary General rejecting the continued biased comments of his spokesperson on the ongoing U.S. military buildup of our coasts. Given the lack of actions from the Secretary General to address this issue, which we have raised multiple times with him by private means, we are now making this denunciation public in the hope that this prevailing pattern be terminated once for all. I will now read the letter that was delivered to the Secretary General on this subject, on which we await a formal response. Here's the letter. Distinguished Secretary General, once again, I am compelled to address Your Excellency in the opportunity of referring to comments made on November the 12th, 2025 by Mr. Stefan Dujarric, spokesperson to the Secretary General during his daily press briefing. In that regard, I would like to convey our profound dismay and categorical rejection at what now seems to be a recurrent issue, namely the biased remarks from your spokesperson when it comes to addressing questions concerning the escalating situation off the coast of Venezuela, resulting from a U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean and the perpetration of extrajudicial killings in international waters. In his later remarks, yet again, your spokesperson called for the situation to be de-escalated, a call that was surprisingly made equally to both the United States of America and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. This is a grave misrepresentation of the facts and an immoral equivalence between the aggressor and the victim. I extensively addressed this very issue during our last bilateral meeting on August 28, 2025. At that time, you indicated that the comments made by your spokesperson may have been response to a question that caught him off guard, reason why he had provided a standard diplomatic response. Since then, 2 additional episodes of the same nature have been registered. We cannot but conclude that this is no longer an oversight, but a clearly assumed position by the Secretariat in disregard for the concerns then expressed. Excellency, it is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one conducting hostile actions, provocative, intimidatory maneuvers, and a few miles from the territory of the United States of America with B-1 bombers flying directly towards U.S. airspace. It is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one deploying large numbers of military assets and troops, including a nuclear submarine, a few miles from the territory of the United States of America. It is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one deploying the world's largest aircraft carrier a few miles from the territory of the United States of America. It is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one that has conducted almost 20 airstrikes on small fishermen boats a few miles from the territory of the United States of America, in which over 70 civilians have been subjected to extrajudicial killings, which is a technical term for murder. It is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one that poses a threat to the territorial integrity and political independence of the United States of America or any other sovereign nation. The defensive and sovereign decision of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela to conduct military exercises within its own territory in response to explicit and imminent foreign threat. It is a legitimate right of any state under the Charter of the United Nations. These actions of self-preservation can in no way be equated with those of an offensive nature as currently executed by the United States of America. Excellency, it is evident it is not the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela the one escalating the situation on the ground in any possible manner. Hence, the question to both you and your spokesperson would be, why to continue pushing a discourse that is baseless, that has no connection whatsoever with facts on the ground, and that only serves to the narrative of a warmongering regime? This false parity only ends up endorsing the ongoing U.S. aggression against our nation, as it strives to fabricate a conflict while at the same time questions the precautionary defense measures taken by our government within our borders in line with our inherent right to self-defense pursuant to Article 51 of the UN Charter. The conduct of your spokesperson attests to a clear pattern in which he ignores the root cause generating tensions on the ground. The unlawful and coercive actions of the government of the United States of America as part of an exercise aimed at destroying our republican form of government and imposing a puppet regime. This conduct amounts to a violation of both the letter and spirit of Article 100 of the UN Charter, dangerously abandoning the neutrality, impartiality, and rigor expected of an international official. By refusing to identify the aggressor and instead issuing vague, symmetrical calls for de-escalations, your spokesperson is failing in his duty to uphold the principles enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, particularly the one referring to the prohibition on the threat of use of force against the territorial integrity and political independence of any state as contained in Article 2.4. Considering the foregoing, and while respectfully reiterating the arguments shared in our previous letters, I demand that your office take immediate and public action to 1. Set the record straight by unambiguously identifying the source of the escalation and condemning the provocative U.S. military deployment in the Caribbean off the coast of Venezuela. 2. Call upon the government of the United States of America to immediately withdraw its military assets from the region, to cease its threats of force and extrajudicial killings policies against the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, and to pursue diplomacy and cooperation as the only viable means to redress any issue of contention. 3, the last one, ensure that future statements from the spokesperson office are impartial, grounded in international law, and do not equate the victim of aggression with the aggressor. I thank you for your attention to this important issue that goes to the core of preserving the very integrity, neutrality, and independence of the United Nations as an international organization. That's the letter.